Good morning. Let's begin with a truth so powerful it can reshape the course of your life. The future is not something that happens to us. It's something we create. Every day we wake up with a choice. A choice to stay the same, to cling to what's comfortable, what's predictable, or to lean into the unknown, to stretch, to grow, to transform. The world we live in is changing at a pace faster than ever before. Technology evolves, industries shift, and expectations rise. But the greatest transformation you can ever make is internal, because when you learn to lead yourself, you can lead others. When you learn to trust your own voice, you give others permission to do the same. And when you believe your life matters, your actions start to matter more. But here's the catch. Most people don't change because they're waiting for the perfect time, waiting for permission. Waiting until they feel ready. Let me tell you something, the perfect time is a myth. Permission is not required, and readiness comes after you start, not before. You don't need to have all the answers to begin. You just need a why, a reason that's bigger than your fear, a reason that wakes you up with fire and refuses to let you settle. Because when you have a why, you can endure anyhow. Every single day, we wake up with the opportunity to shape our future. But too often, we forget that the power to change, to grow, and to lead a different life lies within us. We fall into the trap of thinking the future is something distant, something outside of us, controlled by circumstances, luck, or decisions made by others. We wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions, all while the clock keeps ticking. But here's the truth that most people never fully embrace. The future doesn't happen to you, it responds to you. It reflects the courage you show, the choices you make, and the mindset you carry forward each day. The most successful people in the world, the ones we admire, the ones we look up to, they didn't wait for permission to start. They didn't need guarantees or a roadmap. They simply believed in their ability to take one step forward and then another and another. They understood that even if they didn't know exactly where the path would lead, they could trust themselves to build the road as they walked. That belief, the deep, unshakable belief that you are in control of what happens next, is the foundation of transformation. You don't need some special gift or secret knowledge or some kind of cosmic alignment to begin shaping a better future. What you need is a decision that says, enough is enough. I'm done waiting. I'm done doubting. I'm done shrinking to fit into the mold others expect of me. You need to recognize that your future is not dictated by your past. You are not the sum of your mistakes, your failures, or your missed opportunities. You are the sum of your potential, your vision, your resilience, and your willingness to keep going when it's hard. There's a lie we've been told, that only some people are destined for greatness, that only a few get to live with passion, purpose, and impact. That lie keeps people stuck. It keeps them small. But the truth is this, anyone, who chooses to take full ownership of their life can create an extraordinary future. It doesn't matter where you started. It matters where you decide to go from here. The tools, the skills, the knowledge, you can learn all of that. But what no one else can give you is the inner decision to take charge of your destiny. Creating your future means showing up even when no one is clapping. It means doing the work behind closed doors, believing in the unseen, and trusting that your actions today are building something meaningful tomorrow. It's about rising above fear, uncertainty, and resistance. Not avoiding them, but facing them head on and moving forward anyway. Because the future doesn't bend for those who wish. It bends for those who act. Every time you choose growth over comfort, action over hesitation, and purpose over distraction, you reshape the future in your favor. So many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, for the perfect conditions, for someone to give them a sign or grant them permission to begin. They hold back their dreams, delay their goals, and silence their inner voice because they believe they need approval from someone else to move forward. But the reality is this: no one is going to hand you a permission slip to live the life you want. No one is coming to validate your worth or tell you it's finally your time. That moment you're waiting for, it doesn't exist. The world doesn't operate on your readiness. It responds to your willingness to act. We've been conditioned to believe that there is a process, a set of steps, milestones, or qualifications that must be completed before we can pursue what we truly want. But the truth is that most of the barriers we face are self-imposed. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of not being good enough, they paralyze us and convince us to stay where it feels safe. But safety is not the same as fulfillment. Comfort zones might feel warm and familiar, but they don't lead to growth. They don't lead to greatness. They lead to stagnation. And every day you stay stuck in that place, you lose time that could have been spent building, learning, evolving, and becoming. You don't need a title to lead. You don't need a degree to speak truth. You don't need an invitation to show up and make an impact. What you need is a decision to stop waiting and start doing. There's no authority higher than your own conviction. There's no external validation more powerful than your internal belief. You are already enough, already capable, already equipped to take the first step. The rest you can figure out along the way. That's how all great things are built, not with certainty, but with courage. When you give yourself permission to begin, everything changes. You stop shrinking to fit expectations. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You stop asking for approval from people who were never meant to understand your vision in the first place. And you start moving. You start creating momentum, even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, because movement breeds clarity. Action reveals direction. You cannot think your way into transformation. You have to act your way into it. People often overestimate the importance of getting it all right before they begin. They think they need to have a detailed plan, a foolproof strategy, or every piece of the puzzle in place. But you'll never have all the answers at the start. And that's okay. What matters is your willingness to take that first step, to try, to fail, and to try again. Waiting delays progress. Perfection is the enemy of execution. And overthinking is the fastest way to kill a dream before it even starts. The sooner you stop asking for permission, the sooner you step into the life that's waiting for you to claim it. There is something deep inside each of us that fuels our actions, a core reason that goes beyond money, recognition, or status. It's not always obvious, and sometimes it's buried beneath years of routine, fear, or doubt. But it's there. It's the asterisk why asterisk, that personal, emotional driver that gives meaning to what we do. When you find your why, everything changes. You stop simply surviving, and you start living with direction. You move from drifting to driving. It's the difference between chasing goals and living out a mission. The why gives power to your purpose and clarity to your path. Too often, people set goals based on what they think they should do. They choose careers based on security, they follow trends, or they try to meet other people's expectations. And yet, deep down, they feel unfulfilled. The reason? Their goals are disconnected from their why. It's like sailing a boat without a compass. You might be moving, but you're not moving toward anything that truly matters to you. Progress without purpose is motion without meaning. And without meaning, motivation fades. Your why is the reason you keep going when it gets hard. It's the thing that makes the long nights and early mornings worth it. It's what lifts you out of failure and pushes you back into the fight. When obstacles rise, when people doubt you, when you feel like quitting, your why is the voice that reminds you why you started. It gives resilience to your effort and energy to your drive. It's not motivation that carries you through the toughest days. It's conviction. And conviction only comes from a deep connection to your why. Finding your why doesn't require a grand revelation. It's often found in your story, your pain, your passions, your values, and your vision for what the world could be if you showed up fully. It could come from a moment you never forgot, a person who changed your life, a cause that moves you, or a dream that refuses to die. It's something real, something emotional, something that lights a fire in your soul and doesn't let you go. And once you find it, you never look at life the same way again. It's not about being fearless. It's about being so connected to your why that fear no longer has the final word. When you act from that place, you show up differently. You speak with more confidence, you lead with more heart, and you work with more purpose. You don't just chase success, you define it on your own terms, and in doing so, you inspire others to do the same. Because people don't follow perfection, they follow passion. They follow those who are rooted in something real, something that matters more than just the outcome. When you operate from your why, you become more than productive, you become powerful. Every task, every challenge, every goal becomes part of a bigger picture. You stop reacting to life and start responding with purpose. Growth is not a comfortable process. It's not neat, easy, or predictable. It doesn't come with instructions, guarantees, or a safety net. Growth happens in the uncomfortable, in the unfamiliar, and in the uncertain. It lives in the decisions that stretch you beyond your limits, in the moments that challenge who you think you are, and in the spaces where nothing feels certain but everything feels possible. The truth is, if it's comfortable, it's probably not growth. Because growth requires discomfort. It demands that you step outside of what you know and enter into the unknown, where progress and fear walk hand in hand. Discomfort is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Most people run from it. They interpret it as a warning sign, a signal that they're doing something wrong. But discomfort is often the clearest indicator that you're doing something right. It means you're pushing boundaries, shedding limitations, and moving beyond the version of yourself that was content with staying the same. There's no growth in repeating what's safe. Safety may feel secure, but it never leads to transformation. It keeps you in the same cycles, the same habits, the same results. The only way to truly evolve is to step into the space where the outcome is uncertain and the path is unclear. Discomfort reveals your strength. It tests your resolve, exposes your fears, and confronts your excuses. It forces you to look at yourself honestly, to see what's working and what's not. And that awareness is the foundation of all personal development. You can't change what you won't confront, and you won't confront it unless you're willing to be uncomfortable. Whether it's learning a new skill, leaving behind toxic patterns, setting boundaries, speaking your truth, or taking a leap towards something bigger, the initial steps almost always come with tension. That tension is not something to resist. It's the signal that growth is near. The people who go the furthest in life are not the ones who avoid discomfort. They are the ones who learn to sit with it, to lean into it, and to use it as fuel. They understand that growth is a process of constant friction, old beliefs rubbing against new possibilities, familiar fears clashing with future potential, and through that friction, something new is forged. A stronger mindset, a deeper purpose, a truer self. Discomfort becomes the training ground for resilience, confidence, and inner power. It teaches you to trust your ability to adapt, to handle pressure, and to keep moving forward even when you don't have all the answers. There is no breakthrough without tension. There is no progress without resistance. The path to becoming more than you are is paved with moments that make you question everything, that shake your foundation, and that demand a new level of commitment. Discomfort is not a threat, it's an invitation to rise, to evolve, and to let go of what no longer serves you. It is the space where transformation takes root, and where your next chapter begins to form.